of the things that we had to be very cognizant of was that there were many employees that had competing demands for their time and attention. And we didn't have the luxury for instructor-led offerings where they could be away from their desk or their job responsibilities for a long period of time. When we identified that environment was very important in terms of where they were sitting, many of our locations are open environments, so more of an open structure where you would be sitting next to your workmate, that call center environment. So the competing demands for time, the environment, the very open environment, we had to be able to deploy and deliver robust content in very short increments based on a time when our colleagues could best get the information. So what we determined is it had to be just in time. And it couldn't be anything that they couldn't manage over and above their already busy days. And so when we came to Emergenetics and Complete Intelligence, we had essentially an idea in mind that we knew we had to break up this content based on 3 fundamentals that aligned with our business needs. And they were building interpersonal skills, optimizing team success, and providing shared value to the customer and client. Once we determined those 3 fundamental skills that were requisite for any employee around the globe, we then went by the process of backing into how we could deliver this content in an engaging manner so that they could learn the content, they could practice the content, they could reflect upon the content, recalibrate the content, and make sure they were continuing to grow and learn over a period of time. I knew, based on the experience from our relationship, and my colleagues knew from our relationship from our spin in 2006 that I talked about earlier, that we could trust you to be a business partner, Emergenetics to be a business partner to help us drive business results. And so what we determined is we asked you to take a big leap of faith with us to change your business model, because we knew that the Emergenetics profile worked. We also knew that it enabled teams to come together in that forming, storming, norming stage. We also knew that it enhanced communication and any sort of delivery and receipt of information. But we didn't want it to be that one and done experience. We knew that there was a next step or a more than one. And it really came from going to advanced certification through Emergenetics that there was so much more. And when we came to you and said we had this vision for this just-in-time experience, just harvesting that core content that our employees could learn and apply, share and reflect, and recalibrate, you took a leap of faith with us and said we're willing to help support that vision. Well, this is a very, very exciting for me to share. I love sharing this because this entire program was a big win for all of us in that we were able to change the behavior and the business result for our employees around the globe. And the program's name, it was the Employee Development Program, and it really was based on the paradigm of plan, develop, grow, and succeed. We were able to deploy the Emergenetics profile and the tip sheet immediately once the participants took the profile, which was different, so they were able to get that immediate feedback. And then we supplemented it with 10-minute or less e-learning modules around understanding the Emergenetics profile, how to build interpersonal skills around communication, interaction styles, and networking, particularly virtually networking, which is a key skill for us and requires us to be pretty nimble and flexible on a daily basis with each other. And then we also use the e-learning modules around relationship building, balancing that delicate shift of task versus relationship and making sure that we were giving our employees that need to balance that. And then we talked about using the whole brain approach of the we team, the whole Emergenetics brain in their interactions. And then finally we talked about how do you provide shared value to your customers and clients based on what their need is, not based on what our need is for them. And we really used it to help during periods of transformation and being able to leverage innovation and creativity during all of this. So it was that balance of using the profile with the tip sheet, getting the results immediately, navigating and supplementing through the e-learning modules that were 10 minutes or less, And then I supplemented it with web experiences and a social media component and a speaker series that pulled everything together. So they had to be able to receive the information in a safe, comfortable environment for them, and then they had to hear the information multiple times. And it could be an experience that they walked away feeling as if they didn't have anything tangible. So we continued to share with them what the skills were, what the competencies were, how they might change in their behaviors, and what they could expect from applying the Emergenetics concepts. Each of the modules that I referenced earlier had a learning aid associated with it so that they would walk away with a tool that they could have in their notebook, on their desktop, to help supplement some of the experiences they learned in the WebEx series or in the e-learning modules themselves.